Have you noticed that some of the most thoughtful, self-aware, and kind people you know are quietly slipping away from the noise of the world? They stop appearing at crowded events, rarely post online, and prefer silence over chatter. They haven't become cold. They haven't lost interest in life. Something deeper is happening. In this video, we're going to explore why spiritually awake people seem to disappear from society, and why their retreat holds a powerful lesson for all of us. Stay with me until the end, because the last insight could shift how you see your own path forever. The modern world is louder than any time in history. Every second, your phone vibrates with updates, trending stories, opinions, and comparisons. This constant stimulation pushes people outward, always reacting, always performing. But when someone begins to wake up spiritually, the direction reverses. They stop being hypnotized by endless noise and start listening inward. And that simple shift changes their whole relationship with society. At first, they may try to keep living the same way, attending parties, scrolling for hours, engaging in shallow conversations. But the joy begins to fade. They sense the emptiness behind the smiles. They feel how draining it is to stay on all the time. Slowly, they start to question, why am I here? What am I feeding my mind? What am I feeding my soul? That questioning is the beginning of individuation, a process Carl Jung described as becoming your true self by integrating your conscious and unconscious mind. And individuation almost always requires space, stillness, and solitude. Spiritually awake people don't disappear because they hate others. They disappear because they're building an inner life. They are choosing depth over distraction. They are learning to create rather than consume. In a culture addicted to speed, their slowing down feels like rebellion. Yet it is in that slowing down that their real growth begins. Think of a seed. Before it becomes a tree, it spends months in darkness underground. There is no applause, no attention, no recognition, only quiet transformation. In the same way, an awakened person enters a season of inner work. They read, they reflect, they journal, they heal old wounds, they learn to sit with their own shadow. This work cannot happen while you are constantly performing for an audience. It requires privacy. Another reason they retreat is sensitivity. As your awareness expands, your nervous system becomes more attuned. Noise feels louder, aggression feels heavier, and superficiality feels sharper. Ordinary environments that once seemed harmless now feel toxic. Without even planning it, you begin to gravitate toward calm settings, nature walks, quiet rooms, heartfelt conversations with one or two trusted people rather than crowds. You are not hiding. You are protecting the fragile new growth of your soul. This retreat can look like loneliness from the outside, but on the inside, it feels like breathing for the first time. There is a relief in no longer needing to please everyone. There is a freedom in no longer needing constant validation. You start to feel your own rhythm again. You start to remember what really matters. And you realize that most of society is trapped in loops of comparison and distraction, not because they are bad, but because they have not yet stopped long enough to see another way. Carl Jung warned about the danger of mass conformity. He said the greatest tragedy of life is not death, but the loss of individuality. Spiritually awake people sense that tragedy and refuse to be part of it. They are willing to risk misunderstanding, even isolation, to stay true to their inner compass. That takes courage. It also takes patience, because the rewards of such a life are often invisible at first. If you are on this path yourself, know that your quiet season is not wasted time. It is a necessary stage of transformation. Just as muscles grow in rest after exertion, your spirit grows in silence after awakening. This is the time to nurture your creativity, strengthen your intuition, and deepen your compassion. Use it to build practices that anchor you. Meditation, prayer, mindful walks, honest writing. These habits will stabilize you so that when you step back into the world, you carry a calm power that cannot be shaken. There is also a profound shift in relationships. As you awaken, you will naturally release connections built on gossip, competition, or convenience. You will crave friendships built on authenticity, respect, and mutual growth. At first, your circle may shrink. That can feel scary, but what remains will be real, and the space left open will attract people who match your new vibration. It's important to clarify. Disappearing from society does not mean rejecting humanity. It means choosing where and how you invest your presence. Instead of scattering your energy across dozens of meaningless interactions, you show up fully for the few that matter. Instead of chasing attention, you offer your attention as a gift. This shift turns you from a consumer into a creator, from a reactor into a leader of your own life. And here lies the paradox. The more you withdraw to do your inner work, the more powerful and beneficial your presence becomes when you return. You no longer need to shout to be heard. Your calmness speaks louder than noise. Your integrity inspires without effort. People feel your steadiness even if they don't understand it. You become a quiet lighthouse in a stormy sea. So, if you've been feeling the urge to step back, trust it. You're not losing yourself. You're finding yourself. You're not falling behind, you're preparing. You're not antisocial, you're recalibrating. Allow yourself to go underground like the seed. Allow yourself to heal, to grow, to listen. When you emerge, you'll carry a wisdom, a peace, and a strength that can't be faked. And if you're watching someone you love go through this retreat, resist the urge to pull them back into the noise. Give them space. Support their growth. Remember that the caterpillar must be alone in the cocoon before it becomes a butterfly. The disappearance you see is actually transformation you can't yet see. In a world obsessed with speed, choosing stillness is an act of power. In a world addicted to noise, choosing silence is an act of courage. In a world that celebrates conformity, choosing authenticity is an act of revolution. Spiritually awake people are quietly disappearing, not to escape life, but to reclaim it, and to model a different way of being for those who are ready. Stay with this message until the end of your own journey. Let it remind you that the quiet path is not a mistake. It is a calling. It is a preparation for the day you will stand fully in your light, steady, clear, and free. If this resonated with you, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and keep walking your path with courage.